Right, so afternoon of October the 15th, 2022. I'm not feeling great. With a cold coming in, so it's not fun. But what I have managed to do is some 3D printing. So these are some dwarfs from Highland Miniatures, which a friend of mine asked to print for him. I'm really impressed with these guys. Um, really nice little sculpts. I like the Nordic style of them. Um, so I'm gonna get these cleaned up and then get them cured, and then he'll then paint them up. I don't think I'll assemble them either. I think I'll just leave them for him to. However, it is actually his birthday. Well, it was his birthday earlier this week, so he might be getting a little something else that's currently printing. There's some more stuff from the Highland Dwarves range I think would suit what I think he's going for, so I'm gonna just put them in the top. Have some extra stuff. Uh, Not much else hobby to update at the moment. I am in the process of writing up the blog post for last week's Napoleonics game, so that's going to take some time. And also the Dark Tide Closed beta came out, so I am ill while trying to play it. So that's always fun. So yeah, I have to see how it goes. Right, see you in the next update. It is Tuesday, the 18th of October. A little bit of a lunchtime break while I'm working. I think I paused from working. So 2 days I didn't do any updates on Sunday because I was busy airsofting. On Monday I was frantically writing up the latest blog post, which should now be up. Lots of Napoleonic stuff. So the main update to look at is 3D printed stuff. So that's the first half of the dwarfs. Unfortunately, a very minor because dwarves. Very minor issue with this figure I 3D printed. Unfortunately, that support failed. I think because he was on the edge of the plate. Just the forces weren't there, so I'm going to reprint this guy. I also, from the second batch, 3D printed this guy. One of the shield bearers. So unfortunately, you see, it hasn't quite done it. I always struggle with like flat, round surfaces. I think it didn't help that basically he was 3D printed there, so effectively there was a small gap, and then this rather nice little wagon behind. And I think basically what happened was effectively the 3D print sort of pulled slightly more. One of the things you found, like I've never been 100% at positioning stuff on the plate. Bigger issue, which I might reprint these. I'm not sure because they're only small. These, unfortunately, I put them way between the supports on the two axles, so they're a bit malformed. If it was me and if it was being printed just for myself, I probably would go with that. Because this is for someone else, I think I'm going to reprint them. Um, so yeah, I have to see. However, I will say I continue to be really happy. I mean, take a look at this guy with the quality on the Highland stuff. Like it's really nice designs. They look like they're going to paint it quite nicely once they're done. So yeah. So at some point, I will keep these out of sunlight and I will break the supports off and I'll cure them. I think my plan is I'm going to probably assemble the cart because I might actually assemble the cart uh, when it's still uncured, just so I've got a little bit of wiggle room to put stuff through. Especially like I'm looking like circles, and it'd be nice if I could sort of flex through that. Everything else though, like the figures, I think I'm going to. I will probably just leave and let the dastardly regular opponent assemble them himself. So that's the 3D printing update. The FDM's had a bit of a break. I want to do some more tune-up, which I haven't got around to this weekend. We'll try to take a look at doing this coming weekend, maybe, but we'll see. However, did start printing these guys. So, also painting these guys. Sorry, God, brain's obsessed with printing. So these are the four more Frostgrave Adventurers. I did a bit more of this guy. And sort of done spots on the others. I was going to paint these up last night, but then I was distracted by my friends saying, "Do you want to play some games?" So yeah, sorry. I played Ready or Not rather than actually painting them up. So the plan with them is probably get them painted this week. I'm busy tonight, so I probably won't get time to paint, add some more paint to them. But probably Wednesday, I might try and have a paint session. I probably should actually be painting my Spectre guys because that's going to be the next blog post. But there is also the Black Powder Red Earth 28mm part 4, I think I'm up to, which will cover the gameplay, which I want to get done before the next expansion comes out. So yeah, this week's going to be quite busy in terms of other stuff as well. So I'm going to see how much I can do, and if I have to take a little break, then I will do. So maybe not. I'm going to say these words, and it's going to be the same length. Maybe not a 20-minute video this week, but we'll see. So this is evening of 20th of October 2022. The Call of Duty single player pre-launch has come out, so I shall be disappearing off to play that in a minute. But for now, I just want to quickly grab on what I've been up to in terms of wargaming stuff. So it's been a bit of a busy week in terms of non-hobby stuff. So I'm a bit distracted with sort of work and family stuff. So I've been not as much painting as I wanted to do. However, I have been working on this lady during the day. So I'll go my Frostgrave band. He's from the female soldiers pack. I think I'm doing a sort of like a sort of female sort of witch, but maybe a showman like one. I'm not sure. I'll come up with a storyline for when I get to the actually writing stuff up. But what I'm actually been doing is this guy. So this, if you play the camera. So this is Olaf, and I painted him up over sort of past couple of days. Sort of pair quite nicely with the farmer character I did. So my idea is that Olaf is this sort of former barbarian raider who, after a rather unfortunate encounter with the Templars of my fantasy realm, has unfortunately, well, he was separated out, left by himself. The farmer found him and now sort of semi-adopted him. So when I do my little game, he'll be among the group, including all the probably both. Also, I'm thinking like making some melee bonuses because he's a Highland barbarian, effectively. Fun to paint up. Big areas full of color. I was quite careful to do some of the stuff with his like. You see on his arm, just some sort of woe tattoos. So yes, that should be pretty cool. If you're wondering why it's a bit weird, with sort of zooming in and stuff like that, I've actually picked up a gimbal because after this is the bit I need to take a video of the gimbal, but while using it. After the last video, I sort of looked at it and realised that there's some pretty major shake issue. My hands aren't as stable as I actually thought they were, which might explain why my painting's not the best. So I decided to sort of invest in picking up this gimbal device to help out. It does let me do a lot more interesting stuff with the camera. So kind of like draw a box around there, I can sort of turn around there to track it, which is the sort of thing that would be quite handy when I'm doing my video reviews. I'm already thinking about like how I can improve my camera angles when it comes to the Black Powder Red Earth stuff. So if I can set a board up, I can effectively do a panoramic shot where I sort of focus on the on one particular point, and it sort of captures it through moving space, which I think would be pretty cool. You can do almost a sort of automated like orbit cam, and that's when I put on the AC-130 gunship stuff and I pretend to be a gunship. So I will have a play around with this toy. I'm sure you'll see plenty of it in both this kind of daily stuff, but also in terms of the future videos. As to what I'm doing next, so I've got my 3D prints. I've done it over the weekend. I need to clean up. I haven't done that yet. I will get to that at some point. But the other thing I've been doing is okay, we can do control. So I've got two more of. So after I've done the witch, I've got these two, which is sort of the town guard, and then I think after that, I'm either gonna do those boys, but it's also quite likely I'll do my Spectre figures from the last release because it's been a while. I was trying to get the blog done this month, and I think actually on the weekend I will probably sit down and just crack on through those Spectre Insurgents when you release, so I can do my blog, which should be fun to get done. And yeah, I think that's it for now. I shall hopefully see how the camera goes and get back to you later on. But it's definitely fun to play around with just some of the functionality of this tool, even if I sort of looked at this and getting some more Black Panther and swag, and I decided I wanted to up my camera game, so that's why I've got this. Right, so see you in the next update.
Not quite as exciting as last week. You can't have a brand new 3D printer every week, though, so expect them to be a bit more like this going forward. Thank you again to all my Patreon supporters. Obviously, without you guys, I probably wouldn't have those Highland Dwarves, but obviously, it's one of my patrons I back because I have that little supplement coming in. Hopefully, we'll be going forward to having some more interesting posts, such as perhaps maybe the Spectre guys, which is really what you're all here for. So, see you in the next update.